Welcome everybody to our CTV update for September 27th, 2023. Absolutely gorgeous weather. I can't get over it. All the closes are going to have great weather, and it continues into next week. So thank you for all that miserable weather you gave us earlier to have this wonderful fall.
Tornado season is over.
I think, well, not in Tampa yet. We're still crossing our fingers that we don't get anything bad. Hey, listen, we got all the closings coming up. I'm going to talk to men's clothes, but talk about something on senior men's.
We have let's wrap up last weekend. We had our honeypot closing.
Oh, right.
So honeypot closing went really well. Had a great shotgun in the afternoon on Sunday. They wrapped everything up. It was a great day for them. And then this upcoming week, we have our senior closing on Friday, and then we have a few other closing events. But this is the season. This is the closing. The next week and a half, all our closings are taking place. So lots of fun.
Well, since I run the men's league, I will talk about the men's clothes. We've had a wonderful response to our men's clothes. It's a five-man RBC scramble format. Sean has gone crazy. I think there's something wrong with the guy. Look, I asked for a chicken and ribs buffet. I said, give me a price, Sean. Figure it 45, 50 bucks. $37! And then I said to him, well, what about breakfast buffet? Now, I pay 20 bucks when I give the gratuity and tip at Creekside for breakfast, and that's strictly, you get breakfast what they give you, like what's on the menu. $14 for breakfast. Now, if you still haven't registered for the men's clothes, you have to register online, and you have to tell them whether you're coming for breakfast and whether you're coming to the buffet, because they're preparing the food based on that basis. Last year, we had announced 30 people for breakfast and 50 showed up. We barely made it through. So you can't do that to Sean and the guys. They've done a wonderful job. And I have another surprise. Men, on Saturday, guess who's playing? This guy, and Gary.
Yep.
3 pros are in it, and we're going to beat them. Going to be a wonderful time. So men's clothes this Saturday, big event, and wow, looking forward to it. 60th Gala information went out this week. Can you talk a bit about that? October 21st, I believe.
Yeah, correct. So it'll be one of our final kind of wrap-up events, and the committee's been working extremely hard. There's some great options with a nice beef tenderloin, some chicken options, some vegetarian options for the meal selection. We have a DJ booked, so there's going to be some dancing until about 11 p.m. And it's a 4-course meal for 75 plus, so some good value there with a champagne toast as well, and it's going to be a great night, and we encourage everyone to sign up. There will be an opportunity for gold members. They can add their spouse now, and next week we will be offering spots to our community members and additional guests to register.
That's wonderful. So you do have to register online for this, so.
Correct, or please let myself, Chelsea, know, and we can assist you.
Okay, great news. Okay, so the ladies, God bless them, raised a lot of money this year through their clothes, through the Captain's Challenge, and I saw a wonderful story on our website about what they did with that money.
So, John, back in July when we hosted the ladies member guest, they were taking donations for the food bank charity. And just recently, one of our lady member guest conveners, Lynn Leash, presented the food bank with a check for $3,059.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're tremendous. Congratulations to our ladies. You've come up big again, and good for you. We're so proud of you all. Okay, this time of year, I got to mention it, we've had 2 things happen. One, there's been a tea time adjustment.
Yes, John. So with the reduction in daylight both in the morning and afternoon, our tea times have been adjusted to 8 a.m. starts during the week, 7:30 starts on the weekend. This will be further adjusted once we get into October. We're just unfortunately running a little bit out of daylight, so we are making these adjustments. So you'll notice that for tee times will be starting a little bit later.
Okay. So I'm wondering, this next question to the superintendent's son over here. We're also into what we could get at frost delays. It's so important not to walk on that grass during a frost. Tell us what happens when you do that.
Yeah, it is something to be mindful of. I mean, Tyler and his team, they do a great job with Joel to coordinate signage and information on the website to notify everyone. Of course, we've got our famous roof on the starter pavilion. That's a great barometer,
Yeah.
right? You see it's white in the morning driving in if you haven't looked, and there's likely a frost delay. And when that lifts, it tends to be very close to the time that has coincided with access to the putting green. But the issue is that the molecules in the leaf blade get shattered when you walk on it or drive on it. So it's really important, even that rough area around the putting green, please don't scout out the frost, right? If you see the sign, just stay off until that we give the go-ahead, and otherwise those shattered leaf blades will appear black in the subsequent days. So we want to avoid those black footprints and tire tracks.
Okay, so you mentioned something very interesting there. If you have an early morning tee-off time, even a mid-morning tee-off time, and a frost delay has been announced, you can check the camera, by the way, to see what the condition is, but they'll have something on the website to indicate how far you are behind or what the situation is.
So frost delays are always, no two frost delays are the same, even if we have similar temperatures. So what we always will indicate on the message of the day is frost delay in effect. We try not to give an exact time because it's not an exact time, right? So we always say, please contact the golf shop. We'll give our best estimate, but we always ask members to still show up a little earlier, a little prior, just in case sometimes that frost lifts really quick, and we don't want people to be missing their tee times. But when a frost delay does happen, the other thing that we do is we freeze all the tee times as well.
Okay.
So we don't allow people to change groups and move up and down. It's just for the fairness of everyone who does have a tee time. All those tee times are frozen, and then we manage trying to get the groups out, and then hopefully get back on track.
Yeah.
Midday.
Now, we had a few frost delays last year, and we weren't too far off. We may have waited another half hour or 45 minutes, even though the frost delay was probably over an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, what is very typical is we always we'll start with, for example, a 1 hour delay, and we will make up that time almost for certain. That delay will be reduced throughout the late morning and early afternoon. So as Tyler mentioned, you can call us for updates, and if we start with that 1 hour delay and you're teeing off at 1 o'clock, it's not going to be 2 o'clock. It's going to be probably closer to 1.
okay. So remember, but hey guys, we've got a good week coming. No frost delays this week. It looks like we're looking in good shape. AGM information. We do have something published on our calendar. When is the AGM this year?
Yeah, the AGM will be on Thursday, October 19th at 7 p.m. And then right around the time this video is posted, all the reports will be sent out to the membership from all the various committee chairs and the board of directors and management.
Great. We're looking for great news next year. Okay, our instructional series this week, I took Tyler out to the driving on 18. He gave us a wonderful demonstration, and watch the video now on how to set up and how to hit your driver. Well, Tyler, good morning. We're here today on the 18th hole. We're going to talk about something, the first one we've done on the full swing, really. I mean, we did have a 100-yard shot, but now we're going all the way back and doing a driver this morning, and you're going to go through the setup and the grip and everything like that, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about what we're thinking when we drive, and so we'll try and get through that. So without further ado, we'll show us what we should be doing when we're driving the ball.
Right. All right, John. Well, thanks for that. And driving the ball, it's always important to be able to step up to the tee and have some confidence in your tee shot. And I know a lot of golfers, I give a lot of driving lessons or a lot of lessons with drivers, and the one thing that I see most is the setup isn't always done properly. So I'm going to walk through a few steps on how I set up to the ball, and the way I position my feet, the way I position my body, and really explain why it's important. So first off, I'm always going to pick my targets. I'm going to stand behind the ball. I pick my spot. I pick my target area, and then what I do is I pick a little spot right in front of the ball, and I line myself up to that spot. Feet together, ball right in the middle of my feet. I flare my front foot open. I step back. Now my stance is a little bit wider than shoulder width. Not super wide, just a little bit wider than shoulder width. And the way I position my body is because the ball is on a tee, and the ball is up off the ground, I'm tilting back, my shoulders are tilting so that my head is over the inside of my back knee. My left shoulder, my front shoulder is up, my head's on the inside of my back knee, and that gets my head behind the ball.
And where's your ball placement here?
Ball placement is right off the front heel.
Okay.
The front heel. For a right-handed golfer, it's off the left heel.
And the tilt back is to basically try and hit up on the drive a bit?
That's right. So the driver is the only time you don't actually want to try and hit up on the ball. When you're hitting irons, when you're hitting hybrids, even fairway woods, it's a descending blow onto the ball. With the driver being off a tee, the ball's already up off the air. You want to feel like you're catching the ball on the upswing. You want to feel like you're launching the ball up into the air.
And the reason for that is it takes a bit of spin off the ball.
That's right. That's right. So when we hit down on the ball, we're putting a lot of spin on the ball. So for golfers who hit down with their driver, they put a lot of spin, probably 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs of spin. When you hit up on the ball, when you catch the ball swinging up, it kills the spin. So we want to have high launch with low spin. Spin rates should be around 2,500, never higher than 3,000. So that's why when we do club fittings, we always explain that. We want to be able to hit up on the ball, kills the spin, keeps it in the air longer to maximize that distance.
All right.
Okay, well here we go.
Here you go.
So I have my target in the fairway between the two bunkers. We're on 18 right now. I set up, tilt back, okay, and then I just try and swing nice and smooth.
Oh my, that is destroyed, folks. That thing's destroyed. You just what a beautiful shot that was. Beautiful baby draw on that. Okay, Tyler, I'm going to ask you some questions we're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, when do you release your hands, and what do you mean by the release of the hands? Should we be moving those hands like over, or should we what do you do with your hands on those
Right.
things?
No, hey, listen, John, that's a great question. I'm gonna start by saying you can't properly release your hands without understanding grip pressure, and a lot of golfers grip the club way too tight. They have that deft grip on their hands, or in their hands. When I hold on to the club, if you were to kind of feel how tightly I'm squeezing, I'm probably holding on about maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 for grip pressure. And the reason why I want that light grip is because when I swing, it allows my hands to release through the ball.
But when you're at a point of impact, that club has to be squared, is it not?
That's right.
So it's square in impact, and when do you actually roll your hands over? Right after.
Through, yeah.
Right after. Okay.
So the whole rotation starts back here. So when I come back, when I'm coming down, the club is open, square,
and roll. So it's one big fluid motion.
That's right.
Okay. It's not a snap at it.
It's not a snap. Now it's happening very quickly, so it might feel or look like a snap, but I am not influencing that. I'm keeping my grip pressure light, and I'm letting the force, the momentum of the club to turn the club over.
Okay. And I noticed too that, and I think we'll see this from down the line camera, we're going to show you a clip from that. You come from the inside, right? Correct?
You do. That's right. So the club, we're rotating around a circle around us. So the club should never be outside that circle. So when I bring that club back, it's coming back to the inside. It's up top. When I start rotating, that club is coming from the inside, square, back to inside.
And that elbow is tucked in?
That elbow is tucked in.
Wow.
Right there. Nice, tight to the body.
Wow, that's terrific. Okay, I get up to the ball, and Tyler, I must have about 47 swing thoughts.
Yep.
I mean, I've tried to get it down to 30. Okay.
Yeah.
Mentally,
Yeah.
how do you approach this? What are you thinking when you're up to that ball? You can't be thinking like 15 different things. Keep your arm straight. Do this. Do
John,
that. Do that.
the golf swing takes place so quickly. It's less than a second and a half. Like it's less than 2 seconds from start to finish. So it happens quick. Our brain can't process any more than maybe 1, maximum 2 thoughts. And I would recommend to keeping it just to 1 thought per swing. Now, don't be confused with your setup. So pre-swing, we might have a little bit of a checklist. Like my checklist is, alignment, setup, posture. I can take care of that with a couple of thoughts. But when I'm actually swinging, I have 1 thought. And that 1 thought is turn.
Turn.
Always remember to turn. Turn your upper body, a little bit of hip turn. You want to feel that you're turning in your backswing. That's my 1 thought.
Okay. Other people might be something different.
Might be something different. This has always worked for me really well.
Okay. Turn works for you. Some people may think balance at the end.
Balance is great. Another great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just 1 thought, not so much on the mechanics, but just on a focus that you want to make sure that is accomplished in that swing. Is that correct?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Tyler, that's fantastic because we get up to the ball and we think differently than pros, obviously, and that's so important. Like as I said to you before, we have so many thoughts in our heads that it's so important to unclutter that and just let it go. And,
John, no, you're absolutely right. When you step up to the ball, breathing helps. So breathing, staying relaxed, and just staying mentally focused. 1 thought, that's it.
Well, Tyler, thank you very much for that driving tip today, and certainly I know it's going to help a lot of members. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, you watched the video. I got to tell you a couple of things. 1, the guy hadn't swung a club in a month. 2, I didn't see him even take a practice swing. 3, he crushed that ball. A baby draw past both traps. It was just gone, Tyler. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, John, it's that's the story of a golf pro. You run to the first tee, and usually you don't have too many warm-up swings. But no, it was really fun preparing that video, and like we mentioned on the video, driver, you do set up a little differently. There's a few setup and ball position variances than from an iron. But if anyone's looking to take a lesson on hitting their driver well, come see myself, Gary, or Cameron. We're happy to help. Because you know what? As much as your scoring clubs are your wedges and putters, but you still want to get off the tee well. You still want to be able to hit down the fairway and hopefully hit it far.
We use that 14 times on average a game. So yeah, it's an important club, and that pretty well sets my score. If I'm driving well, I'm scoring well too. Even sometimes if my putting is not on, at least I can get to the green. Okay. It's come time of the video where I asked Tyler, okay, what are we doing this week for the members in terms of promotion in the pro shop? But folks, I got to tell you, I have a lot of compassion for this man because I have worn him down over the last 6 weeks. Just about every damn thing in there is on sale. I bought those Instructional golf balls last week. $30 golf balls. I got them for $15. You men in men's league, if you check your pro shop accounts, you probably have way more than that in those pro shop accounts on gift certificates. Why was that important? Leaves are going to come down falling down. We're going to hit the ball in the leaves. We're going to lose a good Titleist Pro V1 golf ball, or we're going to lose a Srixon Softfield ball, which, by the way, are very good golf balls.
They are.
That's just one. And all Srixon balls are on for sale, and some of those Srixon balls are very good. He's got other golf balls on sale. He's got shoes on sale. He's got, Tyler.
John, you're right. Yeah, I don't think there's much left I can do. Our wedges are still all 10% off. Our Srixon balls, we've sold probably about 50 dozen in the last week and a half. They're all half price. Our Callaway Chrome soft golf balls are $51.99 a dozen, down from $65. And just, you know, we have our clearance racks, we have our spring and summer clothing on sale. Just about everything. Just about everything.
You've worn them out, John.
I think so. I think so. And I saw yesterday, I went to talk to Tyler yesterday. You know what he was doing? He was out on the putting green giving a putting lesson and a free putter fitting to somebody who was smart enough to take him up on that offer. And I talked to one person who not only bought a new putter, got the fitting, and then putted lights out. So guys, if you want to lower your scores, that's the easiest way to do it. See these guys, get your putting lesson, get your putting fitted. If you can, buy a new putter if you need to. Okay, today we had a rule segment on Unplayable Eyes, and we went through a few scenarios on that. I did that with Cameron. Have a look at it now. Okay, Cameron, I'm in a bit of trouble here. That ball is behind the tree. I'm a right-handed golfer. I just hit it into that spot right here, and I can't hit it out. I can't even get in there. And I'm stuck on a tree here. I just don't know what I do. This is a common thing for me. I get in stuff like this. I can't play the ball. So this is called an unplayable lie. What are my options here?
Well, it's a good option to consider, taking the unplayable lie. John, you will be faced with a one-shot penalty, unfortunately. But it's something that can help you finish the hole in as few shots as possible by getting that ball out of the tough situation.
Okay.
So our three options here is we want to mark the spot with a tee, and we can take a lateral drop with 2 club lengths, mark that spot, and then take our driver. This is my hybrid. Well, you can use this as well, but I'd recommend your driver. And then we'll mark the next spot, and that will get us out to this position here.
Well, at least I have a shot as a right-handed player.
Yeah.
That would give me a shot here. As you can see at the end of the driver. Let's just move the ball to that spot so people can see that. Okay, so now I know where the spot is. Do I have to drop that, or what do I do? What's the proper way? Do I drop it there, or?
Exactly. So we've marked the spot, which is the perimeter of our 2 club length area. And then you're going to take a drop, which the last few years has been at our knee level. We'll drop it in there.
Okay.
And then now the ball is in play, and we've taken that one-shot penalty.
Okay, so I have a shot now as a right-handed golfer. Not a great shot, but at least I got a shot. That's option 1. What's option 2?
Yeah, another option which we might consider is, again, we're going to mark the spot where the ball was before we pick it up. Right. And we can go back in line with the pin. We can go back on that line as far as we want. Again, it's a one-shot penalty, and we're going to drop the ball on that line.
Okay, so the ball, you just let's get the camera in there. Could you just show us where the ball was? And then, okay, so now we can go backwards along the line, leaving that ball with the pin, which is like 500 yards away. So show us where that would be.
Okay, so we're going to mark that spot, and we're going to start walking back.
How far back can we go?
We can go back as far as we want. So we're going to mark the spot, establish where the pin is, okay, and then you're going to continue to walk back onto the line until you get to the position where you'd like to play the shot.
Okay. All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm still faced with the tall tree here, yeah, right? And we would walk back a little bit further.
Okay. So you could walk back all the way back down there to get a clear shot at the fairway.
Exactly. It's a limitless option.
Okay, so let's go back. Just to give you an idea. Okay, now, okay, let's say this was the spot here, and we drop here.
Yeah, so now we're still maintaining the spot with the pin. Now I've got a little bit of a window, John, where I can get around and up and over the tree. Yeah. So I'm going to drop here. You've got 1 club length of freedom off the line in either direction. Okay. And then we'll drop from our knee right on that line.
except that it was me that hit the ball there, so I would be the one dropping and hitting. Now, all right, let's say we didn't like any of those options. What's our third option?
Our third option is you can go back to the previous spot.
Okay.
Again, it is a one-shot penalty. If that was your tee ball, you can take a one-shot penalty and hit your third shot from the tee.
Okay. All right. Those are the standard unplayable lie options. We're going to go to a non-standard option, and I found myself doing this twice, once yesterday and once a couple of weeks back. We'll be with you in a moment on that one. Cam, people must be thinking I must be the worst golfer here. I mean, I'm getting myself in trouble all the time, but this happened to me twice. I'm at the 150-yard mark. I just hit my ball, and you see that tree over there right next to the out of bounds. There's this big spruce tree. We're going to go down to it in a second. I hit it into that bush. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be a lost ball, because if you go in there, you'll find the grass is like that big, and then you'll find 100 other golf balls. And I happen to be hitting a Callaway with no markings on it, so they're all called Callaway. I don't know if it's out of bounds, in which case I'm in trouble because I got to re-tee. So should I hit a provisional at this point, not knowing whether it's lost, out of bounds, or perhaps an unplayable lie?
Well, I mean, we don't know yet, John, as you mentioned, and you can definitely hit a provisional, especially if you think there's a reasonable chance it's out of bounds. The following steps that we'll be assessing, we'll have to decide after once we look for the ball, but you are definitely welcome to hit a provisional.
Okay, so I hit my provisional, I announced the ball, I announced the different markings on it so that in case I hit another one in there, we don't find the second ball and not the first ball. So I hit my provisional. It's a great shot. It's on the green. It's 3 feet from the pin. Okay, rather than looking for the ball, let's say we go down, and this happened, by the way. This happened before. Let's say we go down, and I'm looking at my ball, and I'm going, do I really want to find that ball? Do I just want to declare it lost? Can I just declare it lost and play my ball on the green?
Well, you can try to. I mean, your playing partners might have a little look. I mean, you can have a brief look, declare it lost, but if your playing partner finds the ball, then we do have to abandon the provisional.
To play. Because this happened at the Farmers Open. Phil Mickelson, he hit one into some area there that looked was going to be lost. He hit his provisional. The provisional was great, and he just declared that one lost. He even said to the crowd, "Don't look for it." Is that correct?
I remember that tournament. Yeah, it was about 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say we go down there and we find the ball, but I still can't play it. I can't take a line from that tree onto the driving range because I'm out of bounds. I can't use my 2 club lengths. I'd have to use 3 of those strokes to get out of there. So basically, I only have one option left, and that would be what?
That would be to come back to this spot. So if you found the golf ball, right, at that point, you unfortunately have to abandon your provisional. That's right next to the pin. And then if your other 2 options are not available or not attractive, then we do need to come back to this spot, and it's a one-shot penalty.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid yesterday, this actually happened to me.
You're kidding.
Yeah, this actually happened to me. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I did find the ball. I thought I could hit it out. I took a stroke. I still don't know where that ball is. I could not find after I hit the stroke. So I had to abandon that one, lost, and hit it, and then hit another one, and I did get that one out. But yesterday, I go in there, same thing. I'm hitting a Callaway, and folks, all our balls here are Callaway, and it looked exactly like the other ones. And I find it, and I'm going, oh, my Callaway ball, I found the ball. I hit it back onto the fairway. I get on the fairway, I look at the ball, and it says Callaway practice. It was the wrong ball. So unfortunately, not only do I incur a 2-stroke penalty, I still have to come back here and correct the mistake, correct? Folks, I'm telling you, it happens to be. That's why I wanted to point this out to you, that the unplayable lie, sometimes you can't, you have no choice. You have to come back. Even if you've hit the provisional thinking it's lost or out of bounds, if you find the ball, you've got to come back and hit it in tournament play. I think in casual play we're a bit more loose, because by the time I got to the green, it wouldn't have mattered. My score was going to be well above what Golf Canada was going to allow me to score in that hole. But anyway, that's the unplayable lie.
Thanks, John. That was a great summary, and hopefully all of our members remember those options and play the provisional when they can to maintain pace play.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Cameron, I got to tell you, that was a lot of fun doing the rules segment today, because I had personal experience with it yesterday, and the 2 different situations that you saw there, one, the normal situation where we had the 3 options, and the other where it's a not normal situation, and what your options are, and what I thought my options were, what I really would have had to do in tournament play.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to, I mean, we all want to drop laterally. And that's the easy one if you're able to. It often provides a reasonable shot, but if you can't, then thinking about the option to go back in line with the pin, or if you're faced with neither of those 2 options, go back to the previous spot.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to approach and assess your options.
Yeah, and it kind of works with the unplayable lie shot, everything like that. So the unplayable lies, it's really important to know your options of where you stand, especially if you're playing in a tournament, because it changes everything. Well, Kitchen, how are we doing there?
They've done it again, yeah. Chelsea and Sean came up with a great weekly feature menu. We have Summer's Not Over salad, which has some nice strawberries, greens, feta cheese. We have a baked meatball gemelli pasta, Manhattan seafood chowder, pierogi or pepperoni pizza, a Nashville hot chicken, and caramel banana cake for dessert.
That sounds so good. You know, the pizzas are selling like, I got a friend of mine who says they're the best he's ever had. He buys them, he takes them home. They're just so good. And I can attest to Sean's cooking. He's that whole kitchen staff has just been terrific. Well, guys, you know, nothing more for this week. Hopefully next week will come out. It'll be warm enough for us to sit out here. And until next week, everyone, play well.